This week we are at Suzuka in Group 2, and this one's actually pretty interesting because for once, strategy really comes into play. And on top of that, I've seen some incredible moves and some seriously exciting racing. One thing that stood out was just how important tire management is here. So let's just jump in and take a look at how my races went and what I learned along the way.
Let's do it. Yeah, it looks like everyone is in a GTR. And I don't know, this is my first race, I just have no idea how this works. I'm on the mediums. I guess I'm going to feel the car. I guess. Oh, look, almost lost it. I think the most important thing is just to keep the tires alive. Really take it easy in the first lap, because you can see my inputs right now. I mean, I'm really not pushing. I think Manu is trying to pull away from the rest of the field and he is in the Lexus. But I'll try to lift and coast. And don't put a lot of stress onto the tires. And I think this is going to be the most important part of this race. Really try to take it easy. Oh, yeah, and as you can see. Because those things can happen, especially in the hairpin. And now I got damage, even though I took it easy, but hey. I guess it's all a part of the race here.
And as I mentioned in the introduction, it might not seem necessary to take it easy at first, but it really does help with our management and, well, it can have a pretty big impact on your overall race pace. That's why I wasn't pushing to the limit. I was deliberately easing off, using slightly fewer inputs than I normally would during qualifying, and I actually focused on those kind of smoother angles, coasting when I could, and just giving the car, I would say, a little bit of breathing room to reduce the tire wear. And I guess I didn't have to wait for too long before getting my first overtake done.
You know what? Let's go with the radar here. I might need it. I mean, my tires are looking okay. Could try. Usually it's not a big deal to overtake here in high-speed turns. It's really not. The car is more than capable of doing it. And look at the gap, 2.4 seconds. I mean, I'm really not losing that much time. I'll try to go for it. He left me a lot of space there.
And to be fair, both of the drivers gave me plenty of space when we were going side by side. But I wanted to explain what it really means to push without going all out. You probably noticed that through the corners and even under braking, I'm leaving a bit of margin. I'm not trying to drive right on the limit, and when the car starts to slide, I'm actually trying to stop it or prevent the car from sliding. So I'm keeping my steering inputs minimal while still sticking to the optimal racing line, which basically means carrying less speed through the corners to keep the tires alive for longer. And this approach definitely helps to keep those tires alive for much longer. And at this point, you can see that the tire temps are through the roof because of the high ambient temperature, and eventually the wear starts to accelerate, which is exactly why I was trying to take it easy in the first couple of laps. And that choice definitely does play a big role later in the race, which of course you will see. But for now, let's just focus on the rest of the race, so I can actually show you what real action looks like here.
Just really take care of your tires and you're going to do a good job here. Well, it might not seem like the tires are the problem, but the tires are the problem. And they're quite a big problem here. It might not seem like it, but I just got the fastest lap of the race. And now we push. Now we try to catch the leader.
And what I didn't mention earlier is that this was actually my first race of the day. I was really focused on keeping it clean and avoiding mistakes. And yeah, it's quite easy to make a mistake here. And of course, they do happen. I kind of overshot a few corners here and there, but I guess that's just a part of racing, or at least a part of this first race of the day. And one interesting thing about this race was how tough it was actually to break away from the rest of the field. I knew the other guys were quick, and as long as they had the slipstream, pulling a gap was basically almost impossible. But little by little, the gap started to shrink to the leader, and I was actually getting closer and closer to P1. And right before the pit stop, I had managed to close it down to just about 1 second, or actually a little bit more, but let's call it a second. I really tried to make the pit stop as efficient as possible, switching to the soft tires, and I knew that maybe the strategy of staying 7 laps on the mediums and 5 laps on the softs is probably not the optimal. 8 on the mediums most likely is. I knew that it wasn't actually going to be that easy to bring those softs home, and they would actually be, well, pretty worn out by the end of the stint and almost impossible to drive on. And of course, the softs usually wear out much faster. So I had to plan carefully. The goal was actually quite simple. Stay very clean and really don't push hard in the first lap or two. I guess just keep the tires alive. And then once the timing was right, just go for it. And I guess this is where the real battle for the lead began.
Oh, that's not good. I mean, when the car slides like that, it's really not good. Okay, 4/10. I mean, I'll have him on the straight. On the next straight, I'm going to be close, I would say. But go. Oh, he's trying to break the toe. I think by the end of this week, everyone will be like on rails. Oh, there he goes. Okay, now I got him. I mean, I could wait for another lap, because if I push too soon, then he might get back. I mean, I'll be really, really close. I mean, I might try. It won't work on the outside. I think I should have committed a little bit more, but okay. Getting closer and closer. 3/10. I mean, I don't have much time left. Let's try. Go. Stay to the right, don't give him the slipstream, and now we push.
And I was actually pushing throughout the entire race, but now it's actually time to really go for it and make the gap stick. And it actually started to work. Just to give you a better idea on how much tire conditions matter in a race like this, I wanted to show you a side-by-side comparison of his tires and mine. And at first glance, it might look like a small difference, and it really is. But those few laps really make a huge impact by the end of the race, just taking it a bit easier at the beginning. That's why I believe his car, or more specifically his tires, were in a slightly worse shape than mine. Those first couple of laps where I took it a bit easier really made the difference, and it actually allowed me to carry more pace throughout the whole stint. The side-by-side comparison, I guess, makes it obvious. You can start to see how his tires are not really holding up as well as mine. But of course, it's a different car, and I think his car was a little bit worse in tires in general. So yeah, it just made it a little bit more interesting to show you in that way. But I built a solid gap and crossed the finish line in first place, which, yeah, is the whole point. Winning the race. But just to show you the other side of this, I wanted to show you what happens when the strategy doesn't really go quite as planned. So in my next race, which was actually the one that, well, it was the only one that I didn't win on Monday, things played out a little differently. And I just wanted you to see the action, just to make sure that you understand what's going on here. And of course, if you would like to see all my races, there is also a live stream down in the description. So in this race, there were some really fast drivers, and unfortunately Luke made a small mistake early on, and now I had to follow the leader closely, which meant a lot of pushing, and I was right on his tail for the most of this race. And while my tire saving was actually pretty decent, the real turning point came when I decided to go for the overtake. I started pushing a little bit harder, but the other guys had already pitted in lap 7. So I'm now in the lead, but they pitted a little bit sooner than me, so they will actually have the undercut on me. I tried to stick to my strategy, staying out for a little bit longer and planning to spend, of course, less time on the softs. And I think this idea was actually a good one. Stretch the mediums and minimize the time on the softs. But when I finally switched, I started pushing way too early on those soft tires, and I'm going to say it, I nearly destroyed them. And now you'll see how much of a difference did it really make. I think this really shows you how critical tire management and timing are in races like this.
Seconds, that's done. .8. Just a few overtakes. I mean, I already have much better tires than the leader. I'm just curious to see if I will be able to get those few points or not. What's the high? Let's hope that it will. What? Where is he? I guess he's gone.
And this was the moment I really decided to push. I knew that the other guys in front of me pitted 1 lap earlier, which meant I had the advantage of fresher tires. And I did. At least on paper, I guess. But what I completely overlooked was how easy it is to destroy those tires in only a few laps. I kept pushing, closing the gap, trying to position myself for the potential lead, but I totally ignored those first crucial 2 laps where I just should have taken it a bit easier. Instead, I went flat out, and that came back to bite me really hard later on.
Breezy wind. Went too wide there. No, that was a bad move. Let's be patient. No. One mistake and there it is. No grip, I destroyed my front. My first non-win of the day.